Hey, oh my God, I almost said, hey Siri. Hey Siri. Oops. What did I think was going to happen there? This is Jen, and I am doing a reading for what they call Lionsgate, 8/8, August 8th, 2022. So eights and twos. I don't know, 8 has always been my favorite number. I guess I just like the symmetry of it. I don't know. What are your favorite numbers? So let's just pull some cards and see what the energy. This is actually the morning of the 8th on the east coast of the U.S. So you may already be through your day by the time you read these. But sometimes that's a great way to learn tarot. Kind of reflect back about your day. Do I want to take all these? Sure. What the hell? And see how some of the themes may play out in real life, because it's one thing to hear about them on a tarot reading, but to really interpret how they play out in your life, these energies, these certain cards, if you're learning tarot, I find it helpful. So what's at the bottom? The King of Cups. So what I'm getting is that thinking about some emotional situations in a really emotionally intelligent and wise way, like someone with experience, someone who's been through it, someone who isn't necessarily going to be the first one to say, "Oh, dump his ass," or you know, react very strongly. And it doesn't mean they won't support you if things are going on either, but they're just going to have a very balanced perspective because they've been through it, and they know what it's like. They know people can even survive, relationships can survive an infidelity, relationships can survive things if they're worth it, if there's real substance there. um, and at the same time, yeah, can see the other way as well, but doesn't make rash decisions, doesn't make emotional decisions. The emotions inform the decisions, but they don't rule the decisions. They don't, um, they don't just feel an emotion and they feel anger and they get angry. They have the perspective. What's this? Nine of Swords. So this is something you've been worrying about. You've been up at night about. Now, not everything that we stay up at night is necessarily bad. I mean, a lot of times we do, you know, wake up in the middle of the night thinking about things that happened 15 years ago and whatever, and that's not very productive if we're just like letting it spiral out of control. Look at that piece of paper. Does that say love on the top of right down here? Almost looks like it says love to me. And there is, I guess, yeah. I don't know what she's doing, but I don't condone burning anything. Burning bridges? I don't think so. The Nine of Wands is just the anxiety of can I trust myself? Um, Allowing yourself to be human, to stop second guessing everything, or, oh, I could have done that differently. I mean, you could literally go back about every single thing you've ever done and find a more perfect way to do it with hindsight. And to be kinder to yourself. I think that this King of Cups, maybe this is if you've had a parental figure, maybe a father figure, and that doesn't have to be, that was like that, or an aunt or a whatever. Maybe almost for some of you that makes sense. Like you have the wisdom, you understand the way their mind works, okay, even if they're not here to ask anymore. And trust yourself to be able to work through that process and think, what would Uncle Joey say or whatever. Um, and you can give that to yourself. That's a gift that was given to you. That gift, and you just have to use it and develop it and trust it and allow yourself to let go of things. It's victory. Look at that. Victory. Accolades. Whatever you were worried about. And she has papers here. So maybe she's auditioning. Maybe she's sending in an application. Maybe a loan. Could be communication to someone over, their emotions, relationship, especially with that King of Cups. But there's victory here. It's what I'm kind of getting is that you win either way, is what I'm hearing. You win either way. So I'm not sure how that would play out for you. But so, I mean, even if this is like a job situation, maybe you want to apply for this job, but you have imposter syndrome, or it just you just feel like you've been passed over. Should I just take that as a hint? No. Like you be confident. But even if you were like passed over for a job, it's almost like you get something else even that's even better, a better fit, better pay, something like that. So it's victory regardless is what I'm getting. The Fool. Yeah, there's something about letting go and just going for it. You're not with the King of Cups, um, that type of wisdom approaching the situation, you're going to be okay. I just keep wanting to reassure you it's going to be okay. Regardless of the outcome, it's going to be okay. But actually, there's victory here. So maybe you're just stressing over something, and it's going to turn out to be like completely a non-issue. But you do have to put yourself out there for something. What else do we have? The Hanged Man. Oh, so maybe you're waiting to hear back. If you texted someone, or put a application out there, something like that, like the waiting for the response, or maybe you met someone and they got your number or something, and you're just wondering if they're going to reach out, or you're doing that to someone else. But the Hanged Man is perspective again. So it's like channeling this guy is look at things from every angle, from different perspectives, and to make sure that but it's a little different than, I feel like what you may be doing is just overthinking it and allowing your brain to spiral into negative thinking. That's not helpful ruminating. That serves no purpose but to burn energy and increase cortisol levels and give us insomnia. The way that's like an immature way of dealing with our emotions, or an no. I'm saying I'm getting a hard no on that. It's a spiritually, if you're closed off to your spirituality, I guess is what I'm hearing. What I'm getting. Then you do this worry thinking instead of taking time to really think of things, see things from different angles, and gaining that perspective that this character, God damn it, brings to the reading. Okay, I'm gonna have to bring back my. Oh, and we have I didn't even look, the Justice card. Wow, so now we have the Fool, the the Hanged Man and the Justice. Things will come into balance. There's some of you may be, I can almost see this as being a separated couple, right? She's up worrying and he's just like, yeah, he's trying to figure stuff out. So this, whoever this is, if it is two different people, they need time. Don't get hung up on gender. They need time. And if you're just sitting here worrying, and I'm not saying, I mean, of course you're going to worry if you don't want the relationship to be over, but maybe do you want the relationship to be over? Sometimes admitting what we really want is hard, but I feel like we always do know what we want. It's just allowing ourselves to accept it. Be, I think for lots of reasons. So societal wise, it might be, getting a divorce is the wrong thing to do, or breaking up is the wrong thing to do, or staying with someone that cheated on me is the wrong thing to do. Regardless, you guys need therapy. You can't do this by yourself. And if both of you aren't on board with therapy, then maybe that's the therapist, because they would have a King of Cups. This could be a King of Cups. They can definitely be therapists to really help you figure it out. I think you're going to, and here with her posture and this Fool, like to be the more honest you can be, the better therapy works. So if you go in there again closed off, anyone goes in there closed off, the longer it's going to take, or it's just going to be a waste of money. I'm not saying don't do it. Always go to therapy. That's my advice on anything that I'm not an expert in. Ask the expert. Some of you may need to. Well, okay, so we're talking about the Lion's Gate. We're in Leo time, so I think it has the Lion's Gate has that. So that's a fixed air sign. So passions are running hot, but they're a bit on the grounded side, but they're there. There's a lot of heightened energy, a lot of energy to move up. So leadership positions. We have this Victory card here. But something about it, I'm hearing, I think as in the Cars movie, sometimes you have to turn right to go left or left to go right or whatever. And it's that kind of thing. Like sometimes you need, kind of what you need to do might seem a little counterintuitive until you talk to this expert, someone qualified, not your friends, not me, to really help you think these things out in a productive way. That's they will help you see things in a way that you can bring things into balance. And again, it's probably a bit in a way you didn't think about. We got a whole bunch of other cards here. Ooh, another king. So the King of Swords. So mind, a mature person. They don't have too many Nine of Swords moments anymore because they've conquered their mind. They have tools to deal with that type of thing. They live in the moment. Do they? Oh, it's a fish. Yeah, because of Aquarius, I guess is. This is someone who works in tech, who works in science, who works in facts, who works in, I guess finance would be more the King of Pentacles. Data, information, potentially. Could be a business owner. tech business is coming through strong. So, but leading with your head, I feel like I have a hair somewhere. There we go. Yeah, some of you, maybe someone new comes into your life and you're scared as shit. And so that's why they texted you to go on a date and you haven't texted them back. You got to dip your toe back in that water. Okay. And now that we have the couple here, we have the King of Cups and the Queen. Okay, I need a bigger rock. You would think after 8 years on YouTube I'd have a better setup, but I don't. There is a couple here. There is a match. I don't know. There's baggage, but if you've both gone to therapy and really, if you're talking to someone and they're talking about their past relationships in a way that you know that they've thought about it. Um, they've done the work. They're not just like, oh, they were an asshole, they were a jerk, they were whatever. It was all them. They were crazy. Versus, um, a truth about themselves and how they could have handled it differently and what was happening on their end that allowed them to be in a situation with someone they deemed crazy. You know what I mean? The moon. So something around the full moon time. Look back at the dates of the full moon. I don't have them right on me. Actually, I probably have them pretty close, but I'm not going to look. But I do want to see the moon in August. It would be, I think we already had the full moon in Leo, but then I should be able to, forgetting off the top of my head, but we just have Capricorn full moon. So would it be Aquarius? Come on. Jennifer. 1 minute, please. Full moon in Aquarius. Oh, August 11th. So that's coming right up. Okay, so August 11th is a key time period to start bringing things in balance. If you're waiting to hear about like a legal thing from a lawyer, this could also be a lawyer. Again, we have the victory card. It's going to depend on your situation. If you're guilty, I'm not saying you're going to be, it's going to be a fair judgment. I forgot what else I was going to say. Yeah. Wow. So here's a wedding. Here's a stability, a match, a milestone, some sort of milestone. So if you're getting divorced, it could be like a wedding anniversary or something. Or you could be, I'm not seeing an offer though, necessarily. I'm seeing more like contracts and paperwork and lawyers and counseling and I don't know, things like that going on. But there's this in the background, this Queen of Cups, these emotions. Maybe you're waiting for someone to get their divorce to be final. Empress. Yeah, because this is a feeling of you're just ready to bloom. It's almost like you're waiting for this one event, this one time frame, this one thing to be signed, dotted, that this last message from the Hanged Man. Maybe someone's drawing things out and you're just ready to burst open with love. And yeah, I mean, she's trying to sit in her emotions, she's just soaking it in, which is great. And with the Justice card, the Balance, and the Empress, I mean, this is really beautiful. This is being fruitful. It's giving birth to, whether it's, a person or a project or a new way of life, a new life for you. I kind of love this progression of the Queen of Cups to the Empress card. Knight of okay, it's things are going to move forward. You will be hearing from this, from whatever you're waiting to hear from. So long, and then you hear it, you have to act, and it's kind of freaks you out. I mean, that could be what the Nine of Swords is. Maybe you're interviewing for this job and you're kind of waiting, but then when you hear about it, you're thinking, oh shit, okay, this is really happening, and I've been thinking about it, but now I really have to make actual real decisions and and move or tell people, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it just maybe sets off this whole chain of events. Or you just end up with this new person pretty fast. Three of Wands, your ships are coming in. With the Three of Wands and victory, um, that will be happening. I kind of like these. Do I have three cards together over here? So I have, yeah, I like these together. These are kind of making interesting stories. Like, I'm so worried. I'm so worried. Maybe you go to a counselor for yourself, or you get help from an expert, and they're like, I got this. This is my thing. I have it taken care of. And then once you get that help, you're ready to charge forward with communication, with whatever. It just is. So definitely reach out for help from experts. So in this pile, we had victory. Like, there's some sort of success. So maybe for those of you who maybe ask someone out, or they ask for your number, you're like, score. And then you're just waiting there. Like, they fucking asked for my number. Are they ever going to contact me? But you're going to, don't worry, it's coming, and you're dipping your toe back in the water. So maybe it's just, maybe they're away. Maybe you met someone while they're on a vacation or a business trip. And so it's kind of going slowly. I don't know. And in this one, we have the big boys, the big girls, the big cards. Justice, balance, Libra. They're obviously in counseling here. So having a fair, open, honest discussion that is the type of discussion, negotiation, whatever, that will lead to an outcome, because it's set up that way. It's not going to be just some sort of weird, like, I don't know, fight is coming to mind, but it's a productive way to make a decision. You have things in writing. There's just a very clear plan. And something about it is emotional. So it could be like a divorce, it could be counseling, it could be buying something that's like, oh my God, this is a lot of money, a loan for a business. But with the Empress, this is just a beautiful outcome. You feel so grounded. You feel like Mother Earth. You feel connected, and better than I feel like you ever felt you could be. And it opens you up with the Fool to take chances. I mean, you may even get married. And I heard married again. So for those of you, maybe you were close to being married, and maybe you even called off an engagement or something, or the marriage didn't last long. I don't know, but there's something about being open to moving forward with these big milestones. And the Three of Wands, that you're going for it, and your ships will be coming in. This is a different picture on this in this deck, but their ships are coming in. You may do some traveling. You may meet someone from a different country, or that came up before, right? Traveling. There's like you meet, but you're apart. But I feel like you met in person. I'm very leery of like, don't get catfish. Not that I think anyone is, but I feel like this is more, you meet them, at a business meeting or something but then they fly away home or something. So maybe you're going to visit them and you're worried because you're like, oh, was it real? Did we have a connection? I see you. Okay, this is weird because I had this before and it's coming up again when I was actually taking a shower this morning that um, you're going to have a conversation with someone that is going to be the most open and honest conversation maybe you've ever had with someone, especially if it's with someone of that you would date romantically. I don't even know if you would date them romantically. It's okay. Here's what I'm getting. Like, it's an incredibly, maybe you are attracted to someone at work, okay, and you think there's a connection there. This would be like having the conversation, like, yeah, there's a major attraction here. But maybe there were things or are things, obviously, if one of you is in another relationship, or maybe there's a power dynamic, or policy says you can't date, or whatever, or just not wanting gossip, not wanting there's a million reasons. So whatever comes to your mind, if this resonates, like, you're gonna sit down and have this conversation even if someone else isn't there. Yeah, where you're just like, I'm very attracted to you. Almost, it's weird, it's almost like a business conversation, but it really works for you. Like, it's refreshingly open and honest. I think it's going to be a game changer. I don't think, even if nothing happens with this person, you know what you want and you're ready to manifest. So I'm just going to pull some more cards because why not? Make this long. Ooh, gorgeous. Gorgeous Ace of Wands. This is passion. This is downloads, psychic downloads. Being inspired again, fired up, enthusiastic, motivated, starting your own business, getting a job offer, getting a download of like spiritual information and creativity. A spark is lit in you. Wow. Lovers. I love this Lovers card. It's so beautiful. There's wisdom here in the gray in his hair. This is a commitment. So we do have those contracty cards. So this doesn't necessarily have to be love, but it definitely could. And this is Sag and Gemini. Doesn't have to be those signs, but if that means something to you. Commitment. It's easy to say I do at the marriage, right? But can you function as a couple in a high enough way to work through things? There's a Judgment right over Justice card now, the way these have been shuffled. So there is definitely a decision coming in. But it really is, okay, this though is really a decision within you to let go and to open up, to surrender to whatever that is. And it's not good or bad, it's the wisdom and the understanding of something spiritually higher than you've really thought about or comprehended before. Yeah, that could be powered by this. And maybe there's another person that's a catalyst. Fuck me. The Three of Swords right over the Four of Wands, the marriage card. This is the truth hurts. She's surrendering to the truth of an old connection or surrendering something that happened in a past connection in order to be truly open to this new connection. And often, if you've been through a bad relationship before, or even a marriage, you have to be able to do both of these things to be healthy, to move forward. You have to understand the truth of it, including your truth in situation, and then surrender to the Nine of Swords energy that just keeps you up and keeps the negative part. Release that judgment of yourself and others. Maybe it doesn't mean you give them back, go back to them or whatever, but whatever, it could. Calm down, Jen. But it's the letting go and the surrendering, and you can't control everything. I'm getting like a Scorpio vibe. You have to just allow it to be what it is and do the most you can, but you can't control it. Here's an offer. So here, there is an offer coming in. Remember I said there weren't any offer cards on the table. There is an offer. This is likely a job offer. This is planting the seeds of something that could be long-lasting. The Page of Pentacles matures into the King and Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, it's the more seeds you plant and the more methodical you are and the more grounded you stay. That's on the Empress, which is, Mother Earth, the most grounded card in the deck. You can make it through anything. But I just see it's like, yeah, I maybe will get married again, or I'll do this again, or I'll take this job again, but I want shit in writing. Not that you would say it that way, but you're like, I'm getting shit in writing. I'm getting a prenup. We're going to counseling before we get married. And that can seem kind of controlling, but I think it's just, you're like, I think a lot of times we're afraid to ask the questions because if we get an answer, that might be a deal breaker. Then, hey, are you going to break off the relationship? And we don't want to do that for some reason. It's just, humans, we're so interesting. But it's just a refreshingly honest. It's refreshingly honest, I guess is how I would put it. So that is your reading for 8/8. Trust yourself, I guess I would say. A lot of passion. I feel a lot of passion here, but a lot of grounded, your head, a lot of passion, emotional intelligence, a connection, but maintaining a real groundedness. And if the right thing to do is to have a contract, that's what you do. It's not that you're mature enough to know that doesn't mean you don't love someone as much or you don't trust this business partner. It's the way it should be done. The experts will tell you that, and you're going to follow the experts. Okay, take care. Bye.